Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today for Two Peas in a Bucket Project Life video for you on this Saturday. Today I'm using a little bit of a different design of a page protector than I've used before. You can see the three big pockets up here and then there's six small ones down here. And another thing that I've done that's a little bit different is I've used the same paper. This all came from an Amy Tangerine piece of paper, and then these down here came from a piece of Studio Calco paper. So I just cut them up, and so the top are going to be similar and the bottom's going to be similar. So I don't know why, I just decided to do that. Another thing that's going to be a little bit different is that I'm going to be, instead of documenting a week in our project life, I'm going to be documenting our Mother's Day weekend. So it's not an actual week, but I could have chose to put all these pictures in like a mini album or do some spreads on them, which I may still do, but this is going to be a little insert that can be, this side will only be for Mother's Day weekend. So I've kind of planned it out here, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is, we went to Kansas City for Mother's Day, so I'm going to just adhere this. Some of these papers, these background papers, will show through, you know, the pictures aren't big enough, and then some of them really won't. So some of them will peek through and some of them won't. Okay, we're gonna get this on here like this, and there was a lot of some nice blank space here, so I'm gonna fill that up with kind of almost like a little title, Mother's Day weekend here, that I've typed on this crepe paper tag. And I love, you'll see as I go along, the peaks kind of gold on a few different of the little inserts that I have, and that is my challenge for you this week, is to add a little bit of sparkle. Gold in particular, but if you don't have gold and maybe have some silver sequins or something you want to do. Because we went away for this, I'm going to use this little border from chick tags here. Oops. Kind of slide it. Okay, I need to get down here. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. I want it just barely underneath that. There we go, and I'll end up cutting some of that off here. So there's that one, and then I'm going to add this is from the Basic Gray, I believe the Hipster line, and I loved this diamond iron and thought, you know, it would just be perfect there. So I'm going to end up having that there, but I'll probably end up sewing it. You know what, actually, let's not sew it. Let's use our stapler on it and see how that works. It may, let's see here. Yeah, it worked just fine. I'm going to actually do one on each side so it'll stay down a little bit. So we have our little diamond for Mother's Day. That was fun. Okay, so that's that insert. This middle insert is going to be with this picture. Since this picture was going to leave some of the background here, I went ahead and typed my journaling, and I might sew a little box around the journaling to kind of help it stand out a little bit. But you can see when I typed it and then I put my picture down, I ended up having to retype it. So it gives me an idea of where to put my photo. And you can see this sunlight over here is peeking in. Sorry about that. I'm having to film at a different time of the day than I normally do, so I'm fighting with shadows and sunlight here. So I'm going to have that there, and then, excuse me, this is another a little frame with some of those pretty gold polka dots that came in the same little crepe paper. I think it's from the Pier. I'm not sure if it's called, you know, embellishment pack, or I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, that's where that came from. All these little pieces with gold on them. So I'm going to highlight these wonderful, okay, question. I always thought they were called macaroons, and then was told no, because that's like the coconut thing. They're called macarons. So I'm going to highlight these macarons that I got from Mother's Day. And this little cute little tag is from Pebbles, and it says hello, and then I just added a little bit of typewriter so good underneath there, so I'm going to add that to it. And of course, I always go back and do all my sewing at once, so I will do that. That sunlight's not helpful. Okay. So this piece of paper has, I don't know if you can see it, it has a little like arrow here. So I'm going to put my photo down a little bit below it so that arrow shows. I'm going to put that here. And when deciding where to place the photos, I had actually had the title more, I don't know, this isn't really the title, but what I would call more of a title insert in the middle, but then I realized that it looked better to have the two bigger photos anchoring the smaller one in the middle. So that's what I decided to do. I'm going to use this little printable that's available in the shop today. I'm using a few of those that are brand new today. You can get for the month of June here at 2 Peas in a Bucket. And I'm going to just put that today, and I'll end up sewing that right there. And I want to add a little something, so I'm going to take these basic gray. Came out with these metal looking stars. There's circles, there's raised looking squares, and I'm loving those for boy pages in particular, any pages of course, but I'm just going to put that there because I don't want to put it too high up because I'm going to end up sewing across there. So I'm going to leave that there. And so these are kind of coming together kind of simple. Sewing adds a little bit to them, but I kind of like that there's not too much going on. And you will all be so surprised that I did not use any washi tape. I don't think I'm going to use any washi tape this week, and I know that's a shocker because I normally do. So was kind of shocking to me too. So here's a printable from another printable from the shop today, and I went ahead and typed my journaling. It's going to go down here, and it's going to explain that we surprised the boys actually on Mother's Day and took them to the Legoland Discovery Center. So Mother's Day for me was spent with lots of Legos, and the boys were really happy. And we almost had the place to ourselves because I guess a lot of moms don't go to Legoland on Mother's Day. I don't know. I'm using these Jelly Bean Soup little alpha beans here to spell out Legoland, and you can see I'm not very straight with my Legoland title, and I'm okay with that. And I'll end up sewing a little bit there. But that will be that. That's just a simple little card kind of explaining, and like I said, I'll add a little box around the journaling of sewing, and that'll help that stand out a little bit. And I might add a little embellishment to that. We will see as it goes along. Okay, right here I'm going to put a photo. That sunlight keeps creeping over. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's a photo of the two boys playing around in the hotel room, and I don't know if you can tell, but they were playing with the curtains and the sunlight's coming through. So I thought that this Shine Your Light available in the store today was perfect for that. And then this is another one from the crepe paper line, The Pier. It says The Sweetest, and that has some of that gold accent we're kind of using. So I'm going to kind of mat my photo down. I'm going to put it to this side here so that we can put this along this side. You know what? Actually, I was going to staple it, but I'm just going to do that so I can sew a little bit on it. So we're going to put that along the side, and then here we will staple Shine Your Light. It's kind of fun to mix how you would hear things with stapling or sewing. And so that's done, but I think that's really cute how that turned out there. And I'm going to scoot this over. You won't see that for a second. Okay, and here these silly boys were showing off their muscles and looking so cute. This is a photo that, several of these are photos that I had put on Instagram, so some of them came out square and some of them came out, you know, just a rectangle size, but this one came out square, so I had to, obviously for this size of the insert, cut it down a little bit, which I did, and I had put Best Buds down there, actually on the photo when I loaded it into Instagram, but I saw that they had this really cute, another printable in the shop today. There's a little star, and I have a few stars going on here on my spread, so I'm going to just cover that up and add that. And because they were being so super sweet, this is a die cut shape that's available today with a whole little label kit that's really cute, and I'm going to see if I can, but I'm not going to be able to because that's going to hang off. Okay, we're going to have to figure this out here. I want this, oh, I know what I'm going to do. You play around with it enough and you figure it out. I'm just going to cut off this part. I really love that, but it's going to stick off the side and I can't do that. So I'm going to do it like that and have that just barely poking out the side. There we go. And I might add a few little enamel dots to that. Okay, I adjusted it here a little bit for you. Sorry about that sunlight poking through. Okay, so we're gonna move on up and finish down here. So this one here is going to house, have you seen those mugs from Starbucks that have the chalkboard on them and you can write whatever you want? So my boys got me one. It was so precious for Mother's Day. So this is the label actually that came off the mug. So instead of including a picture of the mug, I'm just going to include the label to it, and I'm just going to play around and make a little cluster with it here with this pink tag. I think this is also from that crepe paper little embellishment miscellany type pack. We're just going to put this on the side. I'll add some sewing to it too. And I love the background here, so I kind of like that some of it's getting to peek through because I don't get to play with pink a whole lot, having two boys, so it's always fun to do that. And this is, I'm just barely going to give that just a hint of adhesive, that die cut, again, that you can get here at 2Peas available today, and just a hint of adhesive, and then I'm going to sew a little bit. So we'll leave that there like that. And I kind of like how these two right here match up. And this has my journaling, tiny little bit of journaling about being a mom. But I wanted to spell out mama here, and I was actually just going to type it, but you can see, or maybe you can't see, but let's see if you can see. My typewriter kind of messed up, as it tends to do. It's old and has a mind of its own, so I'm just going to cover it up with some Studio Calco letter stickers and not worry about it. And there's lots of ways to spell mama, right? Because I've done M-A-M-A for a while. But I think there was a scary movie came out with that title, so it kind of makes me not want to use it now. Okay. That was random, sorry. Okay, so we have this down, and I'll add some sewing to there as well. And I'm going to, since I've used some stars here and there, I'm going to add a few little stars here and there. Oops, we'll add a bigger one. It's also nice to mix sizes of things that you have. We're just going to keep that super simple. I'll add some sewing. Oh, another thing I wanted to add was this cool metal little tab from Basic Gray that says love. I'm going to, and that will stick out from the insert. And it's kind of cool that it has the picture of the boys above it too. So there's that. And for this blank spot, one of the things that my husband was so nice to do is to let me go do a little bit of shopping by myself for Mother's Day weekend. So I kept the bag from Anthropologie, actually just cut it to fit. I left the handle and everything. I actually made the handle smaller and cut off the little notches here, and then you can include that a little bit easier in your book without it being bulky. And you could of course take the ribbon off. I just thought it was cool and added a little bit of texture there, and of course it came out. So it might have to, maybe I cut it too short. Let's see here. But I removed the ribbon and did some journaling about getting to shop. And that I think I bought some bowls. So I typed on the bag, just take this ribbon off, and you can do that. And then I have this little brad here that's going to say hello lovely, and I'm just going to poke that through here. And we'll end up putting that in there and seeing how that fits, and adding a little bit of sewing probably underneath the anthro sign. I remember there was one thing I was going to do here is, this is another little gold piece. I trimmed it up a little bit that came out of that crepe paper pack. I'm going to take this heart punch and just punch it out. Now I have a heart, so that's fun. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to just have it over the side here like that and sew it down. So I don't know if I'm going to use these stars. We'll see. I'll put those back. I think I'm just going to have it like that and keep it a little bit simple there. And I'll end up sewing that down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go sew it down, but this is kind of how it all came together. So here you can see, I'm going to slide this off real quick, that I have went through and I've embellished a little bit. That one's pretty much the same. I added some sewing here, and let's see if we can see this. Added sewing there. I ended up adding a star there, which goes along with the stars in the Shine Your Light. I left this plain. I ended up not embellishing anything and just sewing things down. I sewed a little here. I sewed a major rectangle around the journaling and title, and then here I added the stitching, and then I added a couple enamel dots, and then with this enamel dot I added it on top of a sequin. Are you supposed to do that? I don't know, but I thought it kind of looked like a flower. Plus it was pink and I got to use it, so I thought that was cool. And right here I'm just going to add one little sequin here. So I guess how I do it is I get the main stuff down in Project Life. I'm just discovering this. This is what I do. I get the main pictures in, an idea of what I want to do, the main pictures in, add the background stuff, go sew, and then come back and add little embellishments. Which is funny because that's exactly how I do a scrapbooking layout as well. So here you have it, my Mother's Day insert for my Project Life album. Thank you for joining me today for your Project Life video here at Two Peas in a Bucket.